circle, as we would for most of our characters. You want to keep it in the center of your paper, but make sure you leave enough room for her ears. Here's what I like to do. I'm going to find the center, leave a little mark, lock my wrist, and rotate my shoulder, rotate my arm. Now, don't stress about how perfect the circle looks, okay? This is just the foundation. The real key is you keep your lines light, but keep rotating your arm. Because even if your first circle didn't look like a nice circle, the lines will blend together, okay? That is what I want you to take away from it. Now, if one side of your circle maybe is not as round as the other, that's okay. Just fix that side with new lines. We're going to divide our Minnie Mouse shape top to bottom, and then from left to right. Now, Walt Disney, way back when he created Mickey Mouse, right? Mickey Mouse is the reason why any of us are here. Minnie was also there too, but it was from Mickey's inception where Walt Disney figured out many things about his design, which of course you can also attribute to Minnie. The fact, number one, being that you can always recognize their silhouette. So the top half of your circle, you want to add in a letter V that's cutting through your circle, but Minnie doesn't have a big letter V on her face, right? This is like the plus sign you started with. These are also new guidelines. These have a very specific job, though. What do you think these lines do? Your ears, right? They're right there where the ears would be. So draw circles right where those lines are exiting. But again, keep this light. You've got a very famous silhouette right now at this point. A hidden Mickey is what they're called. There's actually a hidden Mickey somewhere on stage. Can you see where it is? It's not the drawing, though. The drums, yeah, the drums are right there in the center of the shelf. That's the hidden Mickey of the Academy, correct. There's one more behind the desk. You can't see it from where you are, but if you're leaving, take a look back there. There's another one. Now, we're drawing Minnie Mouse, so let's go draw more features. Her nose is going to sit right below this letter V. Looks like a little oval, a little jelly bean. M&M, right there on the bottom. Now, in this view, we're seeing Minnie Mouse facing forward, so we're not going to see the length of her snout, right? She's a mouse. Her nose does stick out slightly. We are going to see, though, a snout line. And it's this little rainbow that sits right on top of the nose. And in animation, this is a really easy way to show you that a character's nose does come out. Take a character like Pluto, for example. He's a hound dog. He's going to have a large nose, right? Hound dogs, dogs in general, have very long snouts. So he would have 3 if we were drawing it. Now, Minnie, her number one descriptor is that she's very optimistic, she and Mickey. So they both have this very big letter U smile. Between the nose and the bottom of your circle, our next step, draw this little mark, a little tick mark, this tiny little dot. Looks like she's got her mouth kind of closed in that little circle. But this is there for you to kind of reference and know where to start that smile. Now, Minnie Mouse has a lot to be happy about these days, right? Does anyone out there know how old Minnie Mouse is this year? Or will be? Take a guess. 95, yeah, 95 is how old she will be in November. She looks great for her age, right? Now, we want to cap off the smile with what are called smile lines. These are used in animation to exaggerate a character's expression. So again, Minnie Mouse always looks on the bright side of things, happy-go-lucky, big smiles. Actually, this is a pretty good spot to let you know and fill you in on what locking in means. That's our next step. Locking in, for any of you that have never been here before, new artists, welcome. Locking in just means you're taking the lines of your sketch that you intend to keep, and those are the ones that you darken in. So let's say you made a mistake. I've actually made a few of them. We'll leave those alone. We'll leave them light. Only darken in what you want to keep. Go back and also lock in the nose. Now, while we're on the subject here of her smile, does anyone out there know who originally voiced Minnie Mouse? Who do you think it was? Who? No, great. That would have been really cool. No, not Betty White. You actually know this person. Their name is all over this park. It's probably in here somewhere. Actually, his name is in here. Walt Disney, yes. Walt Disney was a person who provided the voice for Minnie Mouse. Who then voiced Mickey Mouse first? That was Walt Disney. Yeah, that was a lot more obvious. He provided the voice for both characters because the story goes that the people who he wanted to voice Mickey and Minnie early on, they couldn't necessarily hit the sound or the pitch that he was looking for. So a lot of his animators actually just told him straight up, were like, why don't you just try Walt? And he did. He tried it he did do it for many years. Of course, at some point, he got way too busy with the films, Disneyland, that he, of course, had a contract and hire actors to provide the voices for these characters. Now, her smile is this big open letter U below the nose. We call this a laughing smile in animation. And if you go below that and bring down another letter U, well, then we're implying where her lower lip is. This is also a really good way to bring that smile back into the circle. Now, Minnie Mouse is actually just a nickname. Minnie Mouse's full name is Minerva Mouse. Minerva Mouse, yeah, is her first name. We call her Minnie for short. Last but not least, before we take a little break here, we're going to draw in her tongue, and it's just two curves that meet in the middle. All right, so we're about halfway into the drawing. Let's check in real quick. How you doing out there? Pretty good. A couple woos, some mehs, a lot of stunned silence. Well, maybe you're still working. We'll give you some time to catch up. The next step that we'll draw is focusing on Minnie Mouse's character mask. And this was used by animators way back in the day to really exaggerate, number one, but also focus a character's eyes. Now, Mickey and Minnie, you might be realizing and noticing that they share a lot of similar features. We're pretty close to identical, with some minute changes. The one thing that both of these characters have that keep them very youthful is the design of that mask, but also where her cheeks are. If you very lightly at first bring up this little rainbow, but you want it to line up to the side of your circle, try your best to line it up with the side of the circle. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. It doesn't need to line up exactly. But the one thing that you want to focus on for those cheeks is that you want to use the circle, trace it if you can, but follow it right back down to the lower lip. Bring it right back down to the lower lip. Same thing on this side over here. Now, Mickey and Minnie's design has changed many, many times throughout the years. In fact, the most recent iteration of these characters are in the Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse cartoon shorts. If any of you have ever seen those, I believe they're on YouTube, Disney Plus. But those designs of Mickey and Minnie are very much in with the times of today, with TV animation. However, as the years went on, Mickey and Minnie first debuted with solid eyes, but their eyes certainly do change. For Mickey and Minnie, right now, the standard way to do it, the easiest way to do it, is to draw two ovals. I'm going to start with one on the left. I'm going to use my center guideline as a way to kind of measure, but also divide a space between both eyes. Now, in this view, Minnie Mouse, looking a lot like Mickey right now. Right now, her eyes are going to be slightly hidden by the nose. Just the bottom of the eyes is going to be slightly hidden. Now, Mickey and Minnie, as I mentioned, received their first set of eyes way back in 1928. They had solid colored eyes. But maybe you want to draw a more pie eye style Minnie, or you want to draw maybe a different, entirely new style that you want to invent. You certainly can do that. Their design is very good for that. Now, Minnie, though, looking too much like Mickey Mouse. What can we add to Minnie's eyes to make her look more like herself? Her lashes, yeah, the lashes. And that's just a flake of your pencil 3 times. Flake your pencil 3 times. Don't even think about it. 1, 2, 3. Now, our company is celebrating 100 years of Disney, and Mickey and Minnie certainly are a part of that, right? Because if you're unfamiliar with how Mickey's inception goes, there was a character that was created about a year before Mickey Mouse. Who was that character? Do you know? Oswald, right? And the creation of Oswald was the reason why Walt Disney's career started to skyrocket. He was creating more things before that, for sure, but Oswald was his big hit. Now, losing Oswald meant the creation of Mickey Mouse, right? And with Mickey Mouse and Minnie, she was there too, led to everything else. He's literally the reason why any of us are even here right now. He's got a character mask, though, so this curvy V, this little bird flying away, is there to help you pinpoint and focus those eyes. From that letter V, I'm going to curve and trace some of the circle, but then I'm going to curve right back down into the cheek. So there's the left side for you to kind of see. So now when Mickey or Minnie are singing and dancing or making us laugh, making us cry, whatever it is that they're doing on screen, we're always going to be able to follow their eyes, no matter where they look. They're always going to be centered in this area. The rest of your circle is already starting to fade away, so we'll go ahead and lock that in too, but leave the ears light for now. We'll come back to those in a moment. Now, when Minnie Mouse originally debuted all the way back in 1928, in what cartoon short? Who knows? Anyone know? Starts with an S. Steamboat Willie, yeah, that was their first ever debut in the public. But their first cartoon that they were ever featured in was actually a different one called Plain Crazy. And back in those days, Minnie Mouse wore something different. She wears a bow today, but what did she wear back then, do you know? A hat, right? Yeah. And I think it's pretty fitting to celebrate 100 years of Disney that we're going to go way back in time, all the way back in 1928, and draw the original Minnie Mouse. Now her hat does look a little different. We're going to start by drawing in two curves, but I want you to draw them in front of the ear. Notice how I'm drawing in front of the ear, because anytime Mickey or Minnie wear any accessory, they're always found behind whatever they're wearing, whether it's a hat or her bow. And then we'll close that space. Yeah, you could draw the bow too. And then the top of the hat, it looks like kind of a half of an ear. It's like a little curve, a little rainbow. Now, traditionally, her hat does have a daisy at the end of it. So if you want to draw a daisy, you can do that. Or maybe you want to draw something different. One time, somebody came in and literally drew a turkey leg up there. It was kind of cool. So maybe you want to do that and take some artistic liberty. Turkey legs are all the rage. Maybe a churro even. I'm going to go ahead and keep it simple with the daisy. I'll draw the stem of it. And then the center, and at least 5 petals, I think. Any more or any less are up to you. From here, though, you want to go back and then finally lock in the rest of the ear. But remember, since she's wearing her hat, only lock in the part of the ear that's not being covered up by something else. And you know what? We left Minnie Mouse looking a little possessed, a little spooky, right? She's got those blank eyes. So at the end of it all, if you choose to draw the classic look, we got to fill in those eyes. From here, though, everything else is all up to you. If you want to draw something else in the background, maybe little hearts, anything goes for Minnie. But the number one thing that you got to do is find a good spot and sign your names, because you've just drawn your own sketchy portraits of Miss Minerva Mouse. All right. In the end, how'd you do out there? Pretty good, not bad. Stunned silent still. Maybe you want to let the artwork do the talking. Here's what we'll do. Go ahead and add in your last minute lines, last minute touches, shade in your eyes, but on the count of 3, I want to see every single Minnie in the room. Let's see. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Minnie Mouse. Look at those over there. Those are looking good. Whoa, front row. You guys nailed it. Nice job. Look at this teeny tiny Minnie. She's so cute. Middle rows. You guys, these look so good. Whoa, every single person brought it. Nice. Okay, middle sections. Let's see one more time. Looking good. Big smiles, big eyes, big ears. Check, check, check. Back rows. Looking good. Masterpieces. Let's give each other a round of applause. What do you think? Yeah, first job well done. Nice work, everybody. All right, that is going to do it for Minnie Mouse. We've got so many more shows lined up for you.